My child, do not skip this message, because what you're about to hear is not a coincidence. Out of all the moments in your day, you were guided here for a reason. Something huge is waiting for you. And if you stay until the end, a truth will begin to unfold that may completely change the way you see the situation that has been occupying your thoughts. You have been noticing certain signs lately. A shift in someone's attention, a change in their routine, a connection that seems to be growing stronger with another person. And deep inside, a question has been growing louder. Why does it feel like someone I love is growing closer to someone else? Stay till the end because the answer is far deeper than you think. What makes this situation so difficult is that the mind immediately rushes to conclusions. It fills the silence with assumptions. It turns uncertainty into fear. But what if the story is not what it appears to be? What if what you are witnessing is only a small piece of a much larger picture? Most people see a door closing and never notice the new door quietly opening beside it. Most people focus on what seems to be slipping away and miss what is actually being revealed. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life when people are drawn towards certain connections, not because they have found their final destination, but because they are being taught something important. Sometimes a person needs a new perspective to understand an old truth. Sometimes they need to explore unfamiliar roads before they recognize the value of the path they already had. And sometimes life allows temporary connections to appear so that deeper lessons can be learned. This is why what you see today may not mean what you think it means. Stay till the end because a surprising revelation is coming. Right now, the person on your mind may be going through a season of discovery. They may be learning things about themselves that they never understood before. They may be questioning priorities, re-evaluating choices, and searching for clarity in areas where confusion once existed. From the outside, it can look like distance, it can look like change, it can even look like replacement. But appearances have a way of hiding the truth. The most important transformations often happen quietly, beyond what anyone else can see. Do not skip this next part. Something huge is waiting for you. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that attention and connection are the same thing. They are not. Attention can be temporary. Attention can be influenced by curiosity, excitement, or circumstances. But true connection is different. True connection reaches deeper. It survives changes, questions, and seasons of uncertainty. It is not built on a moment. It is built on meaning. And meaning cannot be replaced as easily as people imagine. Imagine standing in front of a puzzle with only a few pieces visible. Would you understand the full image? Of course not. Yet that is exactly what many people try to do with their lives. They see one moment and believe they understand the entire story. They see one chapter and assume they know the ending. But the truth is that the most important pages have not yet been revealed. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason this message found you today. It is because you have been focusing so much on what someone else is doing that you may have forgotten something important about yourself. Your value does not decrease because someone's attention shifts. Your worth does not change because circumstances become unclear. Your importance is not determined by comparison. The moment you stop measuring yourself against others is the moment you begin to see things differently. And here comes the revelation very few people ever hear. Sometimes life allows uncertainty to enter a situation so that hidden truths can rise to the surface. Sometimes people only recognize what truly matters after they have experienced what does not. Sometimes they only understand the depth of a connection after they have explored what exists beyond it. This is why patience is so powerful. Patience gives truth the time it needs to reveal itself. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story unfolding around you is not finished. Important realizations are still ahead. Important conversations are still waiting to happen. Important truths are still moving into place. What feels confusing now may become crystal clear sooner than you expect. What feels uncertain now may become the very thing that brings understanding. And what seems like distance today may eventually reveal a purpose you could never have imagined. So, take a deep breath and listen carefully. You are not seeing the final chapter. You are standing in the middle of a story that is still being written. Do not allow fear to write an ending that does not exist. Do not allow assumptions to become your reality. Stay hopeful, stay aware, stay till the end of this journey, because the truth has a way of arriving when people least expect it. And when it arrives, everything changes. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is only the beginning. A remarkable truth is about to unfold, and if you leave now, you may miss the very message you were meant to hear today. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next may completely change the way you see the person who has been on your mind. The situation that appears confusing right now is not as simple as it seems. In fact, there is a hidden reason behind everything that is happening, and very few people ever discover it until much later. Have you ever noticed how life sometimes places people in unexpected situations just before a major? Realization arrives at first, nothing makes sense, questions multiply, doubts grow louder, emotions become difficult to understand. Yet, when the truth finally appears, every piece suddenly falls into place. That is exactly why you must stay with this message, because what you are seeing today may be setting the stage for something much bigger than you. Imagine, the person you love may seem closer to someone else right now, but what if that connection is revealing something they never knew before? What if it is helping them understand the difference between temporary excitement and genuine meaning? Most people spend years chasing what looks impressive from a distance only to discover that true value was much closer than they realized. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments when people become fascinated by what is new. They become curious about what is unfamiliar. They step into situations believing they have found all the answers. But over time, reality begins to speak. Reality has a way of revealing what appearances cannot. And when that happens, people start seeing things differently. They begin recognizing what truly matters. They begin understanding what has real depth and what only seemed important for a moment. Stay till the end, because this next revelation is powerful. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from comparison. Not because comparison is the goal, but because it creates clarity. A person may believe they know what they want until life places another path before them. Then, through experience, they discover what brings peace, what feels genuine, and what continues to matter long after the excitement fades. That discovery can change everything. Right now, you may be focusing on what appears to be happening between two people, but there is another story unfolding beneath the surface, a story of understanding, a story of growth, a story of realization. The truth is that people rarely recognize the value of something meaningful until life gives them an opportunity to see the difference for themselves. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another reason this message found you today. You have been looking outward for answers when an important answer has been growing inside you all along. The uncertainty you feel is pushing you toward a deeper understanding of your own worth. It is teaching you not to measure your value through someone else's choices. It is teaching you that your significance does not rise or fall based on another person's attention. This is a once-in-a-lifetime realization that many people never fully understand. The strongest people are not those who never face uncertainty. The strongest people are those who remain steady while uncertainty exists. They trust that truth will reveal itself. They trust that what is meant to be understood will eventually become clear, and they refuse to allow temporary confusion to define their entire story. Imagine looking at a single page torn from the middle of a book. Would you know how the story ends? Of course not. Yet that is exactly what many people do with their lives. They see one moment and believe they know everything. They see one chapter and assume the final outcome has already been decided. But the most important chapters are often the ones still waiting to be written. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What if the connection you are worried about is not the final destination? What if it is simply part of a journey leading toward a greater understanding? What if the answers you have been searching for are much closer than you think? These questions matter because they remind you that the story is still unfolding, the picture is still incomplete, and the truth is still making its way to the surface. The most surprising part is this. Many people spend their lives searching for certainty, but certainty often arrives only after patience has done its work. The answers you want cannot always be rushed. The realizations you seek cannot always be forced. Some truths need time. Some lessons need experience. Some revelations arrive only when the moment is right, and that moment may be much closer than you realize. So, hold on to this thought as we move forward. What appears to be happening is not necessarily what is truly happening. What feels like distance may actually be preparation. What feels confusing today may become one of the clearest moments of understanding tomorrow. Don't skip the next part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And the next revelation may be the most surprising one yet. A hidden piece of the story is about to be revealed, and this may be the part that changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The reason you were guided to this moment is because there is a truth many people overlook when they see someone they love growing closer to someone else. They focus on what is visible. They focus on the attention and the time being shared. But the most important things are often invisible. The deepest realizations happen inside the heart long before they ever appear on the outside. Think about this carefully. Have you ever been absolutely certain about something, only to discover later that you were seeing only a fraction of the truth? It happens more often than people realize. What seems obvious today can look completely different tomorrow. That is why you must not rush to conclusions. The story is still unfolding. The lesson is still developing. And a powerful revelation is getting closer with every passing moment. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a surprising pattern that appears again and again throughout life. People are often drawn toward experiences that help them discover what truly matters. They may believe they are moving toward one thing, while life is actually leading them toward a completely different understanding. At first, they cannot see it. At first, everything feels uncertain. But eventually a moment arrives when clarity breaks through the confusion. Suddenly, they understand what they could not understand before. This is where many people make a mistake. They believe that a growing connection automatically means a growing distance elsewhere. But life is not always that simple. Sometimes a person must explore a new path before realizing the value of an old one. Sometimes they must hear different voices before recognizing the voice that always brought them peace. Sometimes they must experience contrast before they fully understand what is genuine. Stay till the end, because the next revelation is something very few people ever hear. Right now, while you are wondering what another person is thinking, something equally important is happening within you. You are being challenged to trust yourself. You are being challenged to remember your worth. You are being challenged to stop allowing fear to write stories that have not happened. This challenge may feel uncomfortable, but it is also transforming you. It is teaching you strength. It is teaching you patience. It is teaching you how to remain steady even when answers have not yet arrived. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine standing on a mountain trail surrounded by thick fog. You can only see a few steps ahead. The destination remains hidden. The full landscape remains invisible. Yet that does not mean the path has disappeared. It simply means you cannot see the entire journey yet. This is exactly where many people find themselves today. They mistake limited visibility for a lack of direction. They mistake uncertainty for an ending. But uncertainty is often the place where the greatest discoveries begin. There is another truth you need to hear. People change. Perspectives change. Priorities change. What seems important during one season of life may become less important during another. This is why temporary situations should never be treated as permanent conclusions. The chapter you are living through today is not the entire book. There are pages you have not read yet, conversations you have not heard yet, realizations that have not happened yet. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now, here comes the revelation that makes this message different from everything else you have heard. What if this entire situation is preparing you for a moment of understanding that would have been impossible any other way? What if the uncertainty itself is creating the clarity you will soon need? What if the questions you keep asking are slowly leading you toward answers greater than you expected? Many people spend their lives searching for signs while ignoring the lessons hidden inside the waiting period. But the waiting period is often where the most important growth happens. It is where confidence is built. It is where wisdom is developed. It is where perspective begins to change. And when perspective changes, everything changes. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is that genuine connections are not measured by a single moment. They are measured by consistency, meaning, and depth. Temporary excitement may attract attention, but lasting significance leaves an imprint that cannot easily be forgotten. This is why appearances can be misleading. What seems powerful from the outside is not always powerful on the inside, and what seems quiet from the outside often carries the deepest meaning. As this story continues, remember one thing above all else. You are not looking at the final outcome. You are standing in the middle of a process that is still revealing itself, a process that still holds unexpected turns, a process that still contains answers waiting to emerge. Don't skip the next part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the revelation ahead may be the most surprising one of all. A powerful realization is approaching, and what you are about to hear may be the missing piece that brings everything together. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Up to this moment, you may have been focused on what appears to be happening. You may have been watching changes, noticing details, and trying to understand why someone you love seems to be growing closer to someone else. But now we must go deeper, because the surface story is rarely the real story. There is something surprising about human nature. People often believe that the strongest connections are built during easy moments. Yet some of the deepest understanding comes during moments of uncertainty. It is during these moments that people discover what truly matters to them. It is during these moments that hidden priorities become visible. And it is during these moments that truths that have been buried for a long time finally rise to the surface. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine for a moment that life is placing pieces on a chessboard. At first, every move looks random. Nothing seems connected. Nothing seems clear. But then a moment arrives when the pattern becomes visible. Suddenly, you understand why certain moves happened. Suddenly, you see that what looked confusing was actually leading somewhere important all along. This is how many life experiences work. Meaning often appears after the process, not before it. The person you are thinking about may be learning something right now that they could not have learned any other way. They may be discovering the difference between what attracts attention and what earns trust. They may be discovering the difference between what feels exciting for a moment and what remains valuable over time. These discoveries cannot always be rushed. They unfold through experience, observation, and reflection. Stay till the end, because the next revelation could completely change your perspective. Many people fear change because they assume change means loss. But change does not always take something away. Sometimes change reveals something. Sometimes it uncovers hidden truths. Sometimes it removes confusion. And sometimes it shows people what has been important all along. The challenge is that these revelations rarely arrive immediately. They often arrive after a season of uncertainty. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another lesson hidden inside this situation. While you have been focused on someone else's journey, your own journey has been quietly transforming you. You have been learning patience. You have been learning resilience. You have been learning how to remain steady when answers are incomplete. These lessons may not feel exciting in the moment, but they create strength that lasts far beyond temporary circumstances. Think about how many times people worry about outcomes they cannot control. They spend days imagining possibilities. They spend nights replaying scenarios. Yet the future continues unfolding in ways they never expected. The truth is that life often writes a better story than fear does. Fear creates conclusions too early. Fear assumes it knows the ending. But reality has a way of surprising people when they least expect it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now here comes one of the most important revelations of all. A genuine connection is not measured by who receives attention today. It is measured by what remains meaningful tomorrow. Temporary moments can create excitement, but meaning creates impact. Temporary experiences can capture attention, but genuine significance leaves a lasting impression. This is why appearances should never be trusted more than truth. And here is what many people fail to realize. Sometimes a person moves closer to another connection, only to discover answers they were searching for within themselves. They may think they are exploring someone else, when in reality, they are discovering their own priorities. They may think they are finding something new, when in reality they are learning what has mattered all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, pieces are moving into place that you cannot fully see. Conversations are happening. Thoughts are developing. Realizations are forming. The story is still unfolding behind the scenes. This is why patience remains so powerful. Patience allows truth to emerge naturally. Patience allows clarity to replace confusion. Patience allows reality to speak for itself. As we move toward the next part, remember this carefully. What you are experiencing today is not necessarily an ending. It may be a transition. It may be a lesson. It may be a revelation in disguise. The things that seem most confusing often become the things that make the most sense later. Don't skip the next part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And the biggest revelation of this entire journey is still ahead. The moment we have been building toward is closer than ever. And what you are about to hear may be the most powerful revelation of this entire journey. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If you have listened this far, then there is a reason. The message has been unfolding piece by piece, and now the deeper truth behind the title is finally beginning to emerge. When someone you love appears to be growing closer to someone else, the first reaction is often fear. The second reaction is confusion. And the third reaction is the search for answers. But what if the answer has never been about competition? What if it has never been about replacement? What if the answer is connected to a lesson that is far greater than either person realizes? Think about that carefully. Because some of the most important discoveries in life happen when people are forced to see things from a completely different perspective. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There comes a moment when every person must decide what truly matters. Not what looks impressive, not what gains attention, not what creates temporary excitement, but what genuinely matters. And that decision is rarely made in a moment of certainty. It is usually made after questions, experiences, and realizations have had time to do their work. Right now, a process may be taking place that cannot be rushed. A process of understanding, a process of reflection, a process that is quietly revealing truths that were hidden before. From the outside, it may look like someone is moving toward another connection, but from the inside, they may actually be moving toward clarity. Stay till the end, because the next revelation is one that many people never fully understand. Life has a way of testing assumptions. It places people in situations where they believe one thing, only to discover something entirely different. A person may think they are searching for a new answer, only to realize they were searching for confirmation of an old truth. They may think they are exploring a new direction, only to discover what has held value all along. This is why appearances can be so misleading. The story that seems obvious from a distance is often very different up close. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine standing in a room filled with mirrors. Every mirror reflects a different angle. Every reflection shows a different detail. If you looked into only one mirror, you would never see the complete picture. Yet many people do exactly that when they judge a situation. They focus on one angle, one moment, one observation, and then they believe they know everything. But the truth is far bigger. The truth includes details you have not seen. The truth includes lessons you have not witnessed. The truth includes realizations that have not fully surfaced yet, and that is why patience remains one of the most powerful forces in any journey. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another reason this message matters. While someone else may be learning lessons about connection, you are learning lessons about confidence. You are learning how to remain grounded, even when certainty is unavailable. You are learning how to trust your value without needing constant reassurance. And these lessons are preparing you for something important. Many people spend years seeking answers outside themselves while overlooking the strength growing within them. But true confidence is built during moments like these. It is built when you refuse to let fear become your guide. It is built when you choose understanding over assumption. It is built when you recognize that your worth remains unchanged, regardless of temporary circumstances. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Now here comes the revelation that changes everything. Sometimes people grow closer to others because life is helping them recognize the difference between surface-level connection and deeper meaning. Sometimes they need experiences that provide contrast. Sometimes they need opportunities to compare, and through that process, they begin seeing what they could not see before. This does not happen overnight. It happens gradually, it happens quietly, and it often happens when nobody else realizes it is happening. That is why so many of life's biggest revelations arrive as surprises. One day confusion exists. The next day clarity appears. One day questions dominate the mind. The next day answers begin to emerge. One day everything feels uncertain. The next day the entire picture starts making sense. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The story is not finished. In many ways, it is only now reaching its most important chapter. The pieces that once seemed disconnected are moving closer together. The lessons that once seemed confusing are becoming clearer, and the truths that once felt hidden are slowly finding their way into the light. As we prepare for the final stage of this journey, remember this one powerful thought. Not every chapter that feels challenging is meant to separate people from what matters. Sometimes those chapters exist to reveal what matters. Don't skip the next part, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the biggest revelation of all is still ahead. The final pieces of this extraordinary puzzle are beginning to move into place, and what you are about to hear may be the most surprising revelation of all. Don't skip, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If you have followed this journey from the beginning, then you already know that what appears on the surface is rarely the whole truth. But now we are approaching a deeper understanding, one that has the power to change the way you see this entire situation forever. There is a moment in every great story when everything begins to make sense. The questions that once seemed impossible to answer suddenly become clear. The confusion that once felt overwhelming begins to disappear. The scattered pieces start connecting in ways nobody expected. And often, that moment arrives when people stop focusing on what they fear and start paying attention to what life is actually revealing. That is why you must stay with this message. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Many people believe that when someone grows closer to another person, the story is already decided. They believe the outcome is obvious, but some of life's biggest surprises happen when expectations are completely overturned. A person may spend weeks, months, or even years believing one thing, only to wake up one day with an entirely different understanding. Realizations do not follow a schedule. They arrive when the lesson is ready to be understood. Think about how often people chase what seems exciting from a distance. The unknown can appear fascinating. New experiences can appear powerful. Fresh connections can seem full of possibilities. Yet over time, something interesting happens. People begin looking beyond appearances. They begin asking deeper questions. They begin searching for substance instead of surface. And when that shift happens, everything changes. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person on your mind may be standing at the edge of one of these realizations right now. They may not fully understand it yet. They may not even recognize it yet. But life has a way of teaching lessons through experience, and some lessons can only be understood after a person has walked through uncertainty. What they once believed was important may no longer seem important. What they once overlooked may suddenly become impossible to ignore. This is why patience continues to be one of the most powerful themes in this story. Patience is not passive. Patience is the confidence that truth does not need to be forced. Patience is the understanding that clarity arrives at the right moment. Patience is the ability to trust the process even when every answer has not yet appeared. There is another revelation hidden here. While someone else may be discovering what matters most to them, you are being given an opportunity to discover what matters most to you. This journey was never only about another person. It was also about your growth, your perspective, your strength, your ability to recognize your own value, regardless of what is happening around you. That is a lesson that can transform an entire life. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine looking back at this moment 1 year from now. Imagine seeing everything that is currently hidden. Imagine understanding every lesson, every realization, every unexpected turn. How different might your perspective be? How many assumptions would disappear? How many worries would suddenly seem unnecessary? This thought alone reveals an important truth. There is more happening than you can currently see. And that brings us to one of the most powerful realizations of this entire message. Not every connection that grows stronger is meant to last forever. Not every chapter that captures attention becomes the most important chapter. Sometimes a connection exists to teach. Sometimes it exists to reveal. Sometimes it exists to create contrast. And through that contrast, people gain a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The reason this message found you today is because you needed a reminder. A reminder that stories are not finished in the middle. A reminder that uncertainty is not the same as an ending. A reminder that what looks confusing today may become crystal clear tomorrow. And a reminder that some of life's greatest revelations arrive when people least expect them. As this chapter comes to a close, remember this carefully. The truth is still unfolding. The picture is still forming. The lessons are still revealing themselves. And the outcome may be far different from what fear once imagined. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart steady. Keep your perspective strong. Don't skip the final part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And the most unforgettable revelation of this entire journey is still ahead. A turning point is closer than you realize, and this chapter may contain the revelation that changes everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If you have stayed with this message until now, then you already understand that the story is much deeper than it first appeared. What seemed like a simple situation has revealed layer after layer of hidden meaning. But now we are approaching a moment where the pieces begin connecting in a way that few people ever expect. There is something fascinating about human nature. People often search for certainty in places where certainty does not exist. They want immediate answers. They want instant clarity. They want to know exactly what every situation means before the story has even unfolded. But life rarely works that way. Some answers arrive slowly. Some truths reveal themselves one piece at a time. And some revelations become powerful precisely because they were hidden for so long. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Think about a sunrise for a moment. The sky does not become bright all at once. First, there is darkness. Then a small glow appears on the horizon. Slowly, the light grows stronger. Colors begin to emerge. Details become visible. And eventually, what was once hidden can be seen clearly. This is often how understanding works. Before clarity arrives, there is a season where everything feels uncertain. Before answers appear, there is a period where questions seem endless. The person you have been thinking about may be standing in that very season right now. They may be experiencing moments that are causing them to think differently. They may be recognizing things they never noticed before. They may be discovering that what looked meaningful from a distance feels very different when experienced up close. These realizations can be surprising because they often happen quietly. They happen beneath the surface long before anyone else notices. Stay till the end, because the next revelation may be the most important one so far. One of the greatest misconceptions people have is believing that every new connection becomes the most important connection, but history proves otherwise. Many connections enter people's lives for a season. They arrive with purpose. They teach lessons. They create understanding. Then they leave behind wisdom that shapes future decisions. Their value is not always in how long they last. Their value is often found in what they reveal. And sometimes what they reveal is extraordinary. Sometimes they reveal what truly matters. Sometimes they reveal what cannot be replaced. Sometimes they reveal what has been overlooked. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine someone searching for treasure. They travel from place to place, convinced that the answer is somewhere far away. They explore countless possibilities. They investigate every clue. Yet, after a long journey, they discover something remarkable. The most valuable treasure was not hidden in a distant location at all. It was much closer than they ever imagined. This happens more often in life than people realize. People search outward only to discover answers that lead them inward. This is why appearances should never be trusted more than reality. A situation may seem one way today and completely different tomorrow. What appears permanent may be temporary. What appears uncertain may become clear. What appears confusing may become the very thing that creates understanding. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Another powerful truth is emerging through this journey. While someone else may be discovering what they value, you are discovering something equally important. You are learning that your worth is not determined by circumstances. You are learning that your confidence cannot be built on someone else's choices. You are learning that true strength comes from knowing who you are, even when the future remains unclear. That lesson alone can transform everything, because people who understand their value move differently through life. They do not allow fear to control every thought. They do not allow uncertainty to define every moment. They recognize that some chapters require patience, and they trust that clarity will arrive when the time is right. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. And now we arrive at a revelation that very few people are prepared to hear. Sometimes life allows a person to move closer to another connection so they can finally understand the difference between attention and meaning. Attention can be gained quickly. Meaning is earned over time. Attention can be temporary. Meaning leaves a lasting impact. Attention can come and go. Meaning remains long after the excitement fades. That difference changes everything, because once a person understands the difference, they begin seeing their entire world through a new lens. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As we move closer to the final chapter of this journey, remember this: the story is still unfolding. Important realizations are still taking place. Hidden truths are still moving toward the surface. The picture is becoming clearer with every passing moment, and what seems uncertain today may soon become one of the clearest lessons of all. Don't skip the next part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the final revelation is closer than ever before.